Oh, yeah. Hello my friends, thank you for stopping by for another video. Today we're gonna do something a bit different. Well, not different, we're still working on the Carolina Craftsman kits. I am patiently waiting to start the next kit. No, I am not going to dig into it early. I want to do it all on a live stream, just like the CCK kit. We get this CCK kit done to the finish, a full live stream, probably a bunch of hours building it. Oh, let's get rid of this. There we go. There you are. All right. So today we're gonna continue working on the base. Not gonna go all out, move forward too fast. We're just gonna patiently. I seen some red bars there. I apologize for the microphone. Gotta be up. Check. Check. Okay. If I get it up above the schnauzer, it's good. Right, Shadow? So yeah, we're gonna work on the base. And what I did closing up on last stream was take a piece of cardboard, throw a bunch of glue on it, glue a piece on that it'll be very hard to get it back off. See where I'm getting at? I wake up in the morning and we all know what the cardboard looked like. It was like this. So I took a piece of this hardboard, what you find, this is about quarter inch maybe. The hardboard that you find wrapped around layouts or stuff like that. I've got some chunks kicking around. I like this stuff because I can cut it with about 4 or 5 passes of a number 11 blade. Sure, I have to put some elbow into it, but I cut a piece off the size of the cardboard and bonded the cardboard this morning to that piece, and we let that sit for an hour, and with weights on it and clamps, got clamped down the outside so it's a nice even thing around the outside. I'm okay with the middle coming up. I don't care. It adds some weird perspective maybe to it, I don't know, but once that was, you give it an hour to cure, I was able to put it into the middle of the table with the weight down in the middle of the piece, as you can see in the video. Yeah, right there. I gotta point the opposite way. Now after I had the weight in the middle and we're in the middle of the layout, I decided to put another coat of dirt on, the way I had done in last night's video. So where we stand right now is that the scene is got just as you see it. But the dirt around the cement pad is wet again. So let's get over to the desk and get into this. Now, if you're coming up on the chat, I'll be coming back to check the computer every now and then. Oh, let me make sure all our videos are proper. Okay, okay, okay. And the microphone? Check. Okay. You know, you only get that way after failing as many times as I have. I bear the scars of learning to live stream on my own without any help. A little bit of knowledge is dangerous. So, we got to do a couple of things today. I'm going to use this little hair dryer to speed up the drying process here. But first, I want to start with this glue because it's going to take a little bit for it to dissolve. Now, I wanted to make scenic glue. What do I do to make scenic glue? And I'm going to do it in a clear container with a glue bottle that is fairly old. And I don't recommend you do this way. I recommend you get a fresh bottle of glue. However, I am totally jived about having these experiments screw up on camera because I've been through it a million times, riddled with performance anxiety. I get very stressed out sometimes in my builds, and sometimes I'm getting paid for it, and that brings up the stress level in me to probably unhealthy levels. I think it's unhealthy. Meditation is the only way to get through it. But so yeah, I like to fail when it's on camera. So if you see something go bad here, you may think that's because I'm a complete screw up, but you know, it's if you get the insight of what happens in here. So what do I think's going to go? What's going to happen? White glue has a way of, okay, so number one, if your glue gets frozen in any way, it'll start to it'll get foamy, kind of like it's just a weird consistency where the water has frozen up and it's come out of the glue and the glue has set in a weird way. So I expect to find some of that, and it also is really thick, so I'm gonna have to put this water in the bottle, shake it around, and then put it back into this bottle. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna get all the crud from the bottle and it's gonna come into here. So I know that's gonna happen. I got a little bit of, just for an example, put that back. Oh, we're prepped for this. So first step to this will be to, like I said, so okay, let's do this way. So in the very end, and this is going to benefit us You know what? I'm not going to do it. I was going to add this, but it'll add too many bubbles. So I'm going to do that at the very end, only for the description. Because it's going to look better if I do it this way. But if you're going to do what I'm doing here, I'm going to take me a base. Do this right away, because it's going to help clean out this bottle easier. It's going to cut the tension off of the water. So it'd be fun if I had some real measurements for you in making this glue. But if I gave you real measurements, you wouldn't learn a thing. And I'm not here to blow hot air up your butt. I'm here to teach you. Dang it. It's making a mess. Got all this crud. Let me get rid of this crud. I had half a mind to throw it right in the bottle. Yes. Full disclosure. I gotta clean out this cap. Is dried glue around the top. Now this dried glue and stuff is in the inside of the bottle too. It's just more of it in the cap. Get this out, then it won't leak all over me. Okay. God, I'm stubborn. Okay. So I hope everybody's having a good night. Oh, I'm torn. I like the chaos. Sorry, but I'm resisting. I am resisting. Just know that I hesitate only for this tutorial. Okay. So I think that there was about that much glue left in this bottle. So We'll put a third weld bond to 2/3 water maybe. Okay. There. So for this, I'm going to let this settle for a minute, see how well it's mixed up. And for this, well, actually, I did that backwards. 1, 2, 3. 3 drops of soap is plenty. Only takes 1 or 2 drops, really. I'm going to put just a little bit in here to clean up the stragglers. I have no idea if this will work this well with other glues, especially glues that are not perfectly clear, which is weld bond is. Like, even if you get one of those pieces of junk that will inevitably be in this bottle, pieces of junk meaning glue pieces that are kind of semi-solidified and they'll stick out places and stuff like that, right? Well, if you've got translucent glue that isn't perfectly clear, it's gonna dry and you're gonna see it. But this perfectly clear glue, you know, this helps to hide itself because it goes just it becomes part of the scenery, like the same color as the thing that it's gluing itself to. So, sorry to harp on this weld bond thing, but you know, I've been saying it for years, and I see products that I just avoid, and I think that, you know, there are certain things in this hobby and other hobbies that become kind of like the first thing you learn, kind of like ink and alcohol stain. And I think if we start spreading around that weld bond is one of the best all-round glues you can start with, is a great contribution to the hobby. Because I challenge you with yours. Okay, so let's just let this settle for a bit. That's a scenic glue right there. That's scenic glue. However, I don't believe that it's all totally mixed up. I believe that there's lots of glue particles around that are hydrating themselves, and as they hydrate, they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and if we just let these settle, they'll turn into a bunch of great fat little things that'll just become oozy all over all the things that you want. It killed myself. So here, I've got 2 layers of dirt on this. Looks like it dried up in the time that we made this scenic glue. Just heat it up for a couple of seconds. Now I want to add a few layers without glue so that I can then mold them into a much smoother surface. You find that you know, if you're using the finest dirt, the smallest dirt particles you can get, but somehow there's still little rocks and stuff everywhere that kind of look out of place and stuff. So if we build it up, actually a lot of those rocks disappear, because what's actually happening is that we've got these little particles or stone particles that are lifting up their height, and we've got to build up the super fine material to up to that level to get it smooth. So a bunch of different layers. Clearly we've got an issue here because our sidewalk is coming apart right here. Okay. We'll use the scenic glue. Now the reason I put the soap in is exactly how the glue kind of just penetrated that dirt and disappeared in the blink of an eye. It's not because the dirt was dry. It was because the soap had took the viscosity out of the water, and the water just disappears. Now I've been experimenting with glycerin for this seemingly same property, but I haven't really been able to dig in all the way. I could be totally wrong about this. Glycerin has a lot of properties that I'm really happy with, and I use glycerin for a few different techniques. I'm kind of afraid. So this bottle that I had is a thinner mix that I got off of Luke's all painting service. It's called APS, Luke Apps, on YouTube, and he makes a few videos of how to make thinners, homemade thinners, and I really liked it. I really like that guy's channel. I've gotten a lot of lessons about my art through his wargaming tutorials. Well, I don't know if it's wargaming. I'm just kind of ignorant to what he actually does, but I love his videos. He paints little figures and stuff like that, and all the lessons that he provides are applicable to what I do still. Okay. One more coat. So this is silt. For figure out how to make the silt, there's a video on my channel called all Dirt for All Scales. It was released within the last 6 months. I'm sure of it. Time flies though. I've been doing this for a long time. So this is silt that I got from my driveway, literally, and we're just putting it on. I like to use silt because it's because I live in an area with limestone, and it dries to the color I really like. Which would probably be similar to the story of the dirt in your yard and what you do if you did this kind of method. It's super simple. Just watch the video. But yeah, if you did this with the dirt in your yard, you'd be like, yeah, that's the stuff. That's it. Everybody else is doing it wrong. Especially that guy Ron with his limestone. Who the hell has limestone in their yard? You can't go all out adding water to cardboard. I add thin layers. That's why we're on our 3rd layer now. It's going to be under the stairs over here. We'll plop this down and make it part of the scenery. There we go. Uh-oh. So you can't do that with Bluetooth headphones, can you? I have 3 pairs of Bluetooth speakers, and for the last year I've been trying. They're like, oh, this one sucks. The microphone doesn't work. Then I tried to record an interview with it. The sound doesn't work. Or the sound works to them, but it doesn't go through to the recording because it's going through Bluetooth and it's not routed properly. So I did it 3 times. I'm basically wasting my Patreon money on headphones, trying to make it so that I can interact with you with the best sound. I want a mic on my face, right? Close to the face, so it's not like people can't come into the room and talk quietly to me with a table mic, because then they get heard totally. Welcome to the Just Another Scale Modeler channel, where we can chat while watching paint dry. This is some quality stuff, right guys? Okay. How am I gonna do this bottle thing?